Juyo has existed for thousands of years, but is the most controversial of all forms, and most of you will have no need to learn it. Juyo is nicknamed the Way of the Vornsker, but in my view it is best described by its alternative title, the Ferocity form. This is Gensare, and YouTube, I'm gonna be blunt. Form VII lightsaber combat is the style you study if you are a total raging psycho. Juyo is the most demanding of all 7 Jedi forms, both emotionally and physically. Physically, Juyo moves are completely based around offense. Attack, 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 attack. The attacks themselves, as compared to the other forms, are more open and kinetic than the Gemso moves, but far less elaborate than the Taru. All Form VII moves are executed in high-energy staccato bursts, backed up by advanced force-assisted acrobatics. Due to this focus on staccato and randomized attack patterns, Juyo moves are much more difficult to execute than, for example, the graceful and linked sequences of a Taru. But the physical difficulties are negligible compared to the mental stress involved in studying Form VII. The mental and spiritual aspects of Juyo require the practitioner to fuel himself with his aggressive feelings and attack with passion. To practice Form VII, a duelist must allow himself to be swept up in the excitement and thrill of battle. While the outward bearing of a Form VII master may be one of calm, the internal pressures within verge on explosion. Juyo requires the same intensity as Form V, but greater energy to compensate for the broader focus. Greater emotion was called for, but also greater mastery of it. The end result is that the only people capable of properly practicing and mastering Juyo are angry lunatics with a lot of self-discipline, an exceedingly rare combination. Due to the rarity of such Jedi, Form VII has remained under development for thousands of years. At least until this guy came along. Windu. Mace motherfucking Windu. Windu mastered Juyo, and with the help of fellow swordmaster Sora Bulk, completed the development of Form VII lightsaber combat and created the Vaapad style. In practical terms, Vaapad did everything Juyo did, only better. Physically speaking, a proper Vaapad master was often moving too fast to see, appearing to wield multiple lightsabers at once and attacking from every angle, the moves flowing one to the next with liquid precision. Mentally speaking, Vaapad transcended the qualification of martial art and became a state of mind. Along with allowing oneself to be caught up in the fury of battle, Vaapad users would also accept the fury of an opponent and turn it back on him in a superconducting loop, essentially feeding off of his aggression and using it against him. With this skill, a Vaapad duelist could continue fighting for an indefinite period of time, limited by only how long his opponent held out. Due to all of these demanding elements, anyone even remotely interested in studying Form VII had to have mastered multiple forms beforehand. Here are Form VII's moves and maneuvers. The opening stance was a one-handed high guard with the blade held horizontally and pointed to the side. The body was half twisted, with the offhand swept across and down. The Vaapad ready stance has no description, and is instead spoken of as a constant, near-invisible weave of energy. I'm not even sure I want to know what this stance is. The assured strike was a precision attack where strength was traded for the near certainty of landing a hit. The Vornsker's ferocity was a vicious attack sequence based around force-fueled aggression. A Form VII master could utilize the technique without falling to the dark side of the Force or allowing it to influence him. The swift flank was a rapid dash around and behind an opponent before making a quick strike, obviously intended to catch an opponent off guard. The tempered aggression was a mental technique, allowing one to take full advantage of the aggression of Vaapad without falling to the dark side. Here are Form VII statistics. On the plus side, a powerful and highly unpredictable offensive technique. To put it bluntly, the primary vocation of anyone who studies Form VII is to hurt people. Form VII doesn't lack for strength, agility, or precision. There are no specializations that aren't answered for. And now here's the red in the minus column. Weak against force-based attacks. Juyo is all about giving in to the fury of the Force, and any furies coming your way are going to cause you some problems. However, this weakness is exclusive to Juyo. Vaapad has answered it. By accepting the fury of an opponent and feeding off of his aggression, you can also accept and feed off of anything that comes with that fury and aggression, like, for example, force-based attacks. Weak defense. Due to the overwhelming focus on offense, Juyo practitioners often leave many small openings that an attentive opponent can take advantage of. And the Form VII poster boy is... well, who the hell do you think? Windu created the Vaapad style from Juyo. You already know how badass he is. I've spent this entire video extolling his virtues. So, I will instead explain my personal point of view in regards to his duel with Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. My argument is based primarily around the depiction of the duel in the novelization of Revenge of the Sith. Windu had his Vaapad style, which allowed him to essentially feed off of Palpatine's aggression to fuel himself. Palpatine had the limitless well of power that is the dark side of the Force to draw on, and Windu himself acknowledged that Palpatine had no appreciable limitations as far as their contest was concerned. Simply put, had the two of them been fighting on neutral ground, they would have been absolutely evenly matched and their contest would have lasted forever. If you have read the novel, you will know that Windu admits this. The novel also makes it pretty clear that Windu was only able to beat Palpatine by luring him out onto the window ledge, causing him to reallocate some of his Force ability from his Force-assisted speed into a Force-assisted grip on the ledge so as not to fall off. Essentially, Windu seized the tactical advantage. He didn't win because he was more powerful, he won because he was smarter. But wait a tick, Palpatine must have realized that by allowing the fight to progress to the window ledge, he would have been placing himself at a disadvantage. Remember, this is the guy who turned the Galactic Republic into the Galactic Empire purely through manipulation and political prowess. And however egocentric he may be, he isn't stupid, which means he allowed himself to be placed in that position, which can only mean he allowed Windu to beat him, which means he threw the fight. But this doesn't diminish Windu, because it was already made clear that in a straight mano-a-mano contest, they would have been evenly matched and their fight would have lasted forever. Neither would have bested the other, because in direct comparison, Mace Windu and Palpatine are absolutely equal. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Gensare signing off. Purely through manipulation and political prowess. So God, fuck!